Hey y'all, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, the special education boss. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated at the 504 IEP table, you are in the right place. Every week, I'm breaking down the rules, the rights, and the realities of special education so you can walk into meetings informed, empowered, and ready to make real change. And whether you're a parent, a teacher, an advocate, a school-based member, or somebody who's just trying to do right by a student, this podcast gives you straight talk, real answers, and tools that you can use immediately. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to play sides. I'm here to train people who sit at the table and teach you how to follow the law, ask the right questions, and protect the rights of students. So go ahead and hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change. We're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. We are live in person, in recording, in video, podcast, app. If we haven't met, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, special education boss, training everyone that sits at the 504 IEP table to navigate and negotiate successful student outcomes. It was a marvelous, marvelous Monday. We're back in school. We're back to work. We're back to sending messages to each other. We're back to giving the parent only part of the draft because we like to play that long game. It's so bizarre to me why you wouldn't want to have an efficient business meeting called an IEP meeting. But nobody asked me. But if they did ask me, we would have them efficient. So how many of you guys have gone and got your book? It's coming out in a few days. You want to pre-order it because the pre-orders will be printed and shipped, and so we want to make sure that all of you thousands of people are getting your book as it comes out. We're super excited. Super excited. So, hey guys, this is the book. This is the book that's going to change your 2026. It's a powerful playbook that helps parents, educators, and advocates navigate the IEP process. We are super excited. We are number one, where you go get stuff with the letter A. Do you know what I'm talking about? We're the number one bestseller for new releases and bestsellers and inclusive education. So go get this amazing, life-changing book. This is my life's work. This is the exact 7 steps, the 7 frameworks that I use to build anybody's amazing IEP. So go and get that. We're also doing the Epic IEP World Book Tour next year. Oh, it is next year. 2026. Are you guys still writing down 2025? So we already have so many states locked in. Virginia, West Virginia, DC, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, Louisiana, Florida, Arizona, and Texas. So if you would like to be one of the stops on the Epic IEP book tour for 2026, let us know, and we will get that information to you. So we are coming to colleges, we're coming to school districts, professional development agencies, nonprofits, juvenile justice centers, and so everybody needs this information that is in this amazing, amazing book. We also have, with this amazing book, of course, you get pre-order bonuses, but we've upped the bonuses, because who doesn't like to up the bonuses? And so if you order 2 copies, we will also throw in the reader's guide. You can just email us for that. And if you order 3 copies, you get the previous bonus, the reader's guide, and additionally the Epic IEP Book of Quotes. If you know me, I have quite a lot of Karenisms. And then one more thing. The Epic IEP Academy, which is our weekly professional development every Monday night live, is free. It's free for you guys. It's free. So if you're not a member of the Epic IEP Academy, go to Special Education Academy, go to training and put in the Epic IEP Academy. And at the very end, when you're putting in your information, your payment information, will ask for you for a coupon code. And the coupon is New Year 2026. New Year 2026. New is capitalized. Year is capitalized, the first letter. And then you will get a month for free because we want you all to participate this year in the Epic IEP Academy. You need the weekly training. You need the weekly professional development. You need the resources. Probably 75% of people in the Epic IEP Academy every Monday night are educators. You know why they're educators? Because our school districts have failed to properly train educators, advocates, educators, paras, special educators, and general educators on the law, the letter of the law, the spirit of the law, the intent of the law. And so if you don't know that, then you're probably an amazing, amazing educator, but you're probably not following the letter of the law because you don't know it. So we train on this every single Monday night. This is the federal code, the federal code, the federal code. It's a book of requirements, not a book of suggestions. So if you go to our link tree, that's available. But these are 115 legal statutes that we are obligated to enforce as we write, implement, and deliver specially designed instruction and special education and related instructional services. And we have a lot of amazing educators that have good hearts and love for children, but they don't know the law. So again, if you're interested in being a host location for the book tour in 2026, then just put in host and we will capture your information and send you a message. Also, if you're interested in professional development, any of that, okay? Can you pin it? I don't know. Can somebody pin it? I don't know. Shannon knows how to pin stuff. I moved state and went for a job interview, and I knew more than the special education director. I am a special education teacher. Yep, that's not unusual. You know, there's not even a criteria in most states for special education directors. In Texas, you only have to have some knowledge of special education. Any thoughts on special education, special educator or teacher who is in the room for special ed who is not certified? So then you're just a staff member, right? And you're not a special education teacher if you're not certified. So we have to have certified special educators implementing specially designed instruction in tandem with paraprofessionals who work under the direct supervision, frequent contact, and close proximity. So yes, we are giving away special education, the Epic IEP Academy this year. So go there, fill it out from our website, specialeducation.com, and we will see you in the Academy. How do I find it? I can't get a hold of the DOE. So if you have somebody in a school district that's not certified, that is, you know, a state complaint, I would probably get somebody other than yourself to file it that doesn't work at the school district. I'm certified and they need me to come fix it all. We like that. We like fixing it all. Yep. You can get this wherever books are sold. So wherever you do that, it's also in our TikTok link. So you can get it there. We are super excited. Yes, sir. We'll be on Audible in March. The Audible version will be out in March. Right now we have this amazing hardcover. Yep. Did you guys start school today? Tell me if you started school. Did you start school? Mm-hmm. Yes, we are ready for the children to go back to school, aren't we? Moms and dads. We are loving our teachers right now. We're ready for them to go back to school. If you guys have a question you want to put in the chat, I'll do my best to answer it. I'm down a moderator tonight. She's taking care of her son, but she'll be back next week. So if you have questions, you can just put them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. My kids are excited to start. Yes, we start Wednesday. Hallelujah. Yeah. Now, my favorite part about today was the trash came. We had 2 trash days with nobody coming. That's a big need. Where do I find an advocate to help with my school not providing my son's LPC services? So we have a team of advocates. Just reach out to us, our website, specialeducationacademy.com. Teachers start Wednesday, started today. Yeah. Was it quiet at school without the children there? How would you feel? How would you feel about requesting an evaluation? I feel good about that. Evaluations identify and eliminate, and we need both of those. Happy New Year. I watch all of your videos. Oh, thank you. When a parent files due process, how long does that usually take to resolve? In Texas, it's about a 9-month process because you file, and then both parties have to find an agreeable date for continuance. There's mediation. It's many, many months, at least 6 for sure. Retired SPED teacher thinking about being an advocate. Come join the special education, the Epic IEP Academy. We teach it every Monday night, and then you will be hooked. Can a general ed teacher ask for a student to be evaluated? It's an obligation of the LEA to refer children for special education. So yeah. We've already completed 50% of the live goal. So you guys are doing great. Keep sharing it. Yes, we started back today, and they had our winter benchmark scheduled for today. We back to testing. We don't ever do enough testing in schools, do we? My daughter is 8, severe intellectual disability in self-contained classroom. Asked for a one-on-one. My fourth graders were good today. Good. Packers, Bucks, Brewers. I like that. What to do if a child has one safe person and only calms down for them. I mean, you got to build from that, right? We can't have that long term, and we have lots of kiddos that do that, that have FASD, reactive syndrome. So we have to build from that. What are your thoughts on SPED and AI? I have a colleague who does IEPs with help from ChatGPT. I don't think there's anything wrong with help from any source. If you need to know what a fourth grade math goal is and you use ChatGPT to get it, that's fine. But then you have to make it individualized to that student's unique circumstances. Thank you for sharing. Go easy. I don't know if I know how to go easy. My nephew was just evaluated at 4.5 years old with speech and language, also comprehension delays. I don't have much experience in special education and getting ready to take NT 601 exam. Bet you were going to do great. Do you offer advocates for people in New York? Yeah, we advocate from the Kodiak Islands to Miami-Dade County, to down the river in Maine, to anywhere in the United States. What to do if a child has one safe? Oh, we already did that. Be nice. I am very nice. I don't even know what that means. I think we do more testing than we do teaching. Yeah, we had a great vocation called teaching, and we ruined it with state testing, didn't we? Yes. What books do you recommend to gain insight on special education laws? So this is the book. This is the law book. So this is what I would get. We have it in our link tree. It's on our bookshelf on our website. The second one I would recommend would be this, the DSM-5 criteria. So this is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. There's so much information in here about the characteristics of neurological conditions that are so helpful when you're correctly identifying the student's educational need, right? So we have three kinds. We have a medical model, a therapeutic model, and an educational model. They don't always work well together, and so you want to make sure that you understand the complete characteristics of that. And of course, this is going to be the best special education book you will ever get. Yeah. All right. School didn't reach out initially when evaluation was requested, not until I used my SPED title to advocate. Yeah. Yes, that does happen. If you have a direct question or you're interested in being a host location, there's an orange box at the bottom. You can just put your information when we get back to you about being a host location in the United States of America. Although we did get a call today from Alaska. That's going to be quite the long drive, isn't it? Thoughts on supporting medical needs in self-contained. The student does not have one-on-one. I mean, whatever need the child has, we have to support it. Depending on the medical needs, there might be a therapeutic unit in your district. Some districts have that where it's a much calmer setting. We have access to nursing. Do I need a SPED degree to become an advocate? Nope, you don't need a degree at all. No degree at all. The parents have the right to bring representation, and so we will train you to be a rock star advocate. What evidence do I need that the DOE isn't providing with him with what he needs? So if we haven't implemented the totality of the codified IEP in the conformity we agreed upon, that's a denial of FAPE. Yes, it is too late to be drinking Dr. Pepper, but I am. Is it legal to miss services to cover your students one-to-one when there are no subs and they are out? Well, somebody has to deliver all the minutes. So, but I do know that we have to shuffle people around once in a while. Should attendance policies be different special ed students? I mean, attendance policies are attendance policies. Obviously, if you have a characteristic of your disability that causes you to miss school, we certainly understand that. But that would impact your ability to be assessed and also your ability to implement the IEP with fidelity. How do you address issues with your own child's IEP services when you're also a teacher in your building? You would get an advocate. 20% of our clients are advocates. Are teachers. So you would think that being a teacher, you get like some sort of extra good treatment bonus. Not always. Yes, Gina, wouldn't you want to come to Alaska with us? That would be fun. Think of all the salt and pepper shakers we could get. Yes, Alaska. That would have to be a summer trip, I would believe. Sent a message for the live by the orange box. Yeah, if you want to be a host location, my program manager will get back with you. She is scheduling the United States of America, and she's putting in cities every day, places I don't even know about. I'm just like, all I need to do when I come to your location is I need the hotel to have a door that faces the hall, not the parking lot. No judgment, just need it indoors. And I can't stay with Uncle Bob. Sorry. How do you get started? What's the best way to get started? Come train with us. So you can join the Epic IEP Academy. It's for free. You get a month for free. And then we will direct you to more specific trainings depending on your track. Thoughts on high school teacher asking to make minutes resource class because they just don't like trying co-teach. Oh, I have thoughts. I probably shouldn't say them out loud. There's no law against bad manners. Have you ever noticed that? We do need to do a cruise. Okay, we're all going to, all right. We need to all do a cruise. We're all getting on a cruise boat. Yes, yes, Gina, I'm going to need my salt and pepper shakers because I'm running low on those. Yes. In fact, let's just do an Epic IEP cruise. Do y'all want to do that? I feel like that's a thing. If you guys know that that's a thing, put that in the chat and we'll just get that scheduled. That'd be so much easier. Boss babes on a boat gone wild. That would be great. When did the IEP start? I tutor and haven't had it affect my tutoring time until last year. The IEP starts when the school year starts. Is that what you mean? Yeah. Medically outside. You've got a flash goal. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we made the other goal. I don't know what this means. They just tell me to press the buttons. Can the special education director tell me my child has to stay home because flu cases are high? If your child is medically compromised, that would be a safety issue, but thanks for the gifts, you guys. Yeah, New Year 2026 is the code for a month of free at the Epic IEP. Thanks for the gifts, you guys. Let's see. Question. I will schedule that for sure. Yes, please. We're going to do a cruise. We'll just be, in our Epic IEP, cover-ups. A cruise with Karen. Look with the K's. I like it. KWK. I like it. Thanks, you guys, for the gifts. Stephanie says, how can you advocate for your students when admin are clueless and don't care about lawsuits? She said it, I didn't. We advocate the same way wherever we are. We hold that entity responsible for implementing the IEP as agreed upon in the conformity. And if we don't, we file a state complaint. I am currently working with several state representatives in our state to pass a law this next session that if you have ongoing non-compliant districts, that there is a mechanism and a sanction for your district. If a parent doesn't fill out the questionnaire in time for the report, should the SLP push it back? I would just say that I'd reach out again and say, do you need another copy of that? I would love to include your information in the evaluation. They want to drop my son from his OHI IEP to a 504 because he's too smart. He has several 4 of 13. Yeah, being too smart is not a thing. You could be the valedictorian and need an IEP. You could have all Fs and not need an IEP. Qualifications, I'm not sure what that means. As a teacher, my child has an IEP in preschool, looking at kindergarten, like to private school, best thoughts. That's totally a personal decision. If that's what's right for your family and you want private school, I would go with that. I would say almost always, public school is the best place for kids with disabilities when we get it right. Do we always get it right? We don't, but we get it right most of the time. I'm a parent. Would Epic IEP benefit me? Yes, just to know the ins and out and not responsible for data. Yeah, absolutely. Come join it. TikTok doesn't like my question. It doesn't. Let's see. As a teacher, can we make a complaint without having backlash? No. Nope. You make a complaint, there's going to be a response for that. Believe me. If you speak up at a meeting and the district didn't want you to, you're going to be called into the office. I teach lower level autism. How do I go about getting more support for my classroom? I would just say to leadership, love doing what I do, but without more support in the classroom, I don't believe that I can implement everybody's IEP with fidelity. Can a school implement instructional hours in a 504 plan? I mean, they could. That's called a IEP. Are you hosting any masterminds? I'm in the middle of a mastermind right now. So the next mastermind probably won't start till April, but that'll probably be the next one. I was trying to sign up for the free Epic IEP and use the code, but still asking for a credit card. Yeah, you would put in your credit card information, and then you would put in the code, and this month will be free. And if you enjoy it, you would be charged monthly for the membership fee. It's a month to month. If you don't enjoy it and you want to stop it, you would just cancel it before the month is up. What in Kentucky, severe discrepancy model is being used. Districts stating a child's IQ must be below 70. So we're coming to Kentucky the 12th to the 16th February, Stacy. You probably need to get to one of our trainings, or if you just put host in there, we will reach out to you. But yeah, Kentucky. Yeah. So if you have questions specific, you want to know about the host, being a host, or the stops, just put in a message on the orange card at the bottom, or reach out to Angie at specialeducationlifeline.com. She's the hostess with the mostest. I teach in a self-contained classroom. I have a student who just tested with the FASQ of 95. My admin... February 13th in Louisville, February 14th in Huntington, West Virginia, February 15th, Ashland, Kentucky, February 16th at Lexington, Kentucky. Yep, it's going to be great. Yes, and they told me that Kentucky will not be cold in February. Y'all believe that, right? Please hold up the DSM book again. Yes, all these books are on our bookshelf. So this is the DSM-5 criteria, and it gives you all this amazing information. This is the world's heaviest book. I don't know what kind of paper this is made out of, but this taught me so much about the characteristics of emotional disabilities that I was not privy to in trainings. Did you see my question? I just answer the questions that come up. If you want to type it again, that's a lie. Sometimes our heaviest snow is in February. No, don't say that. There's not going to be any snow in February, they told me. Had many staffings on student with aggressive behaviors. Director refuses placement change. Yeah, that's just putting everybody in a terrible situation. Yeah, we have the ability to move students. Believe me, we have the ability. We have the resources. We have the resources, and we have the ability. Yeah, I don't see your question, but if you want to ask it again, I can read it. Sometimes there's a delay from when you type, or as somebody says, TikTok doesn't like my question. What's the name of the book you just referenced? So this book is the DSM-5, the Diagnostic Manual of Mental Disorders. This is the Federal Code, and this is the Epic IEP. These are all available on our bookshelf. So go get them. Is there anything that I can do? I mean, you can... If you have a teachers union, if you have a support group, if it's a safety issue, I probably would contact Child Protective Services. If leadership's not going to protect the staff and the children, then I would call an agency. Didn't they just update the DSM? Is that the most recent? I don't know. Is there a DSM 6? Somebody tell me if there's a DSM 6. Is there ever one piece of advice for a SPED parent what would it be? Have every question you have written down. Have every question you have written down, and have a draft of everything for you in the meeting. My daughter has a suspected disability of EBT, and they have level 4 and sent her to an alternative school. The student has very aggressive behaviors to other students, and admin wouldn't outplace. Then I would call Child Protective Services. If the school won't keep the staff and children safe, then I would call Child Protective Services. I thought there was, but I might be wrong. I love another book, user 827-450-443-667. Let's see. Yes, and Angie will make sure there's no snow. The agency that's full already. Yeah. I have filed CPS report. I will try my union. Thank you. Love your support for teachers. Oh, thank you. We love teachers. Like, God bless teachers. Is asking school not to do crisis check-ins because my son's depression is controlled appropriate. You know, Taylor, they have to do what's appropriate for them and based upon their protocols when there's an outcry or, you know, a need for check-ins. Maybe we can agree that we do that at a way and fade them so they're not as intrusive during his instructional day. All right, let's see. Who has a boat that we can take to Alaska? What are your thoughts on SPED assistant having their own room and teaching tier 3, tier 2 class? Ma'am. Yeah. Nope. What is your all-time favorite book of information? This book that I just wrote. This is my all-time favorite book of information. Number 2, this is my all-time favorite book of information. This is the technical, and this is the how. So, by far. Always love anything by Pete Wright, love anything by Dr. Mitchell-Yell, love anything from Flanagan, love anything from Bateman. Can an aide be put in a 504 if they have a physical disability? It's determined no in IEP. So we have to put them wherever we agree to in the IEP. Let's see. All these little pop-ups during the live. Violent student in classroom, do teachers and parents have to be CPI trained? Any teacher should be CPI trained for sure, because you could have a student that needs that whether they're in special ed or not. Let's see. Oh my goodness, one more pop-up. One more pop-up. Just tell Cindy we missed her tonight. Yes. Yep. We are coming to a city near you. Oh, and I forgot, we're coming to San Francisco. I forgot. Can you explain more of a BIP? My special education teacher mentioned today, so sorry, I'm a para. Yeah, a BIP is a behavior intervention plan. That is when a student's needs rise above solely what a general ed teacher could provide. And we need special education outlined to mitigate the acuity of his behaviors. If a student is in a self-contained off-campus class, there needs to be a licensed staff. Wherever students being educated, hospital, juvenile justice center, office, there has to be licensed staff. Can you talk about goal progress monitoring? Yeah, so all goals are to be measured and monitored. And so at the bottom of every goal, it will have 2 things. It will have the implementer and then the method of evaluation. Make sure that you've agreed to those and understand who is the person actually taking weekly data on your IEP goals. Yep. Oh my goodness, these pop-ups. Yep, so we're coming to, you get this anywhere you get books, go get it so you have it. It's going to be great. And then when you get this, you get a free ticket to the Epic IEP Summit, which will be all day February 5th. Does the IEP process need to be complete before getting a BIP for a student? Well, they need to be in special education, but you could have a behavior plan on a 504. For sure. Where can I buy? You buy this wherever you buy books. It's on 130 platforms. So, yep, it's distributed by Simon & Schuster. We're very proud of it. Forefront Books and Mission Different Press. It's going to change your life. It is going to change your life. Do you guys want to see something secret? Here's a secret. Look at the inside cover. I love this. Look what we did. When we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. Isn't that amazing? I'm a principal and do think your advice makes me better. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, wherever you buy books. Trying to ask a question, but TikTok hates me. Blissfully Baked Chelsea. If you can't get it in and TikTok hates you, you can always put it in the orange cart, and that'll go straight to our office. So, yep. Get this for a friend. Get this for a frenemy. Get this for a teacher. Get this for a principal. Every chapter has a checklist for parents, advocates, and educators, different checklists, so that we understand the components of the IEP. An epic IEP will give a family hope and a child a future, and we need that. Yeah, all of these people that I'm supposed to invite as a guest, I'd like to invite everybody to be a guest on the TikTok Live. Yes, we are glad that school's back in session. School's back in session. Yeah, and so if you are interested in being a host location, just put the word host under your name. Half the things I can't see on the TikTok Live because they go in and out so fast. Let's see. You need to send the schools you battle signed copies as a parting gift. I should do that, right? I thought of you, wanted you to have this. Do you feel like you are more often working with teachers or against them? I'm not against anybody. I think this imaginary advocates against teachers is contrived by leadership. Teachers don't make the decisions, final decisions. The LEA rep does. And yeah, so no, we're not battling anybody. We are holding the district who receives federal funds for children accountable for their obligations, duties, and responsibilities under IDEA. Yep, here's a book, Muffin. Yes, you must know me well. Yes, here is a book, Muffin. Can a general education teacher get the full IEP or parts when the student is mainstreamed? Everybody that teaches a child with an IEP should have a full copy of the IEP. That was so silly that we give people parts. Can a high masking level 1 ASD, ADHD qualify for an IEP? It depends on the characteristics of their disabilities during the instructional day. Hello from El Paso, lovely. How much is the book? I think it's $28. I was in El Paso a couple years ago teaching for a region service center. We're doing a support group and our community would love to be a host. Okay, Christy plus 03. The great Angie's going to get your information. Can you see my question regarding deaf and hard of children hearing? I haven't seen a question yet, Amanda. Accountability, perfectly stated. Yeah. And we're not battling against people. We're not battling against people. The district has the money. The district has state and federal funds. And if you don't think the district has the money, you're mistaken. I just got an email from a tiny, tiny, tiny little district for a family that I serve. And for the last 14 months, and it was $86,000 they paid attorneys. So don't ever say to me, it's about money. Don't ever say that. We have money for everything we want in public schools. We have monies for Coliseum, called football stadiums, and bigger buildings, and bigger. Yeah, we have the money. If we spent the same amount of money the school districts did fighting parents invoking their legal rights, you could teach all of them to read, to regulate, to learn. But we would rather fight parents instead of, partner with them sometimes. For other special educators, is your admin, your LEA for all your meetings, do you LEA for each other? I didn't find out until 3 years ago. Can I have my child mainstreamed if he's in an extensive program? Mainstream is when that's appropriate for him to meet his IEP goals. Yes, with us, with Region 19. Hi, Diana. Diana, you need to be a host location. Remember how amazing that Saturday morning was? Diana, just put host there and I can get the great Angie to reach out to you. Yes, and let me just tell you, El Paso has an amazing Dillard's. I'll just say that. Any resources on how to be an advocate? Yeah, join Special Education the Epic IEP Academy. It's every Monday night. We have a free month coupon. So go to Special Education Academy, go to training, go to the Epic IEP Academy, and join us. Get this book. I've been told it's a privilege and not everyone can have the whole IEP. Well, we call that lying. They're liars. It's not a privilege. Oh my gosh. Oh, people. One special educator would never share with me the IEPs. I'm a para. Thank you guys for the gifts. Well, then how could the para fully support the student if they don't fully understand their documentation? If I can only get the book before the 20th. Yeah. You get the book goes out on the 27th. It's going to be amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Any resources on how to be an advocate, come join us. Hey, MJ's World. I think those hearts mean, Diana, that you want to be a host, right? I just pre-ordered on Amazon. Thank you. We're #1 on Amazon for new releases, and we're #1 for bestsellers, and it hasn't even come out in inclusive education. So we are very honored. We hope that this book continues to change life. Does your book cover anything on regional centers? No. I mean, it covers writing and crafting an epic IEP. #1 fan club. How do you get kids who have IEPs to get motivated? So motivation is an assumption by adults. And I mean that respectfully. When kids don't do what we think that they should do, we often say they're not motivated. But the truth is, we never know what's going on in somebody's lives. We never know what's going on behind closed doors. We never know the stress of life that a child might have. So I don't find that IEPs address motivation issues. When they're written correctly, they address the characteristic of a disability. And our job in special education is to teach a child strategies to self-manage that disability. Can FASD be under OHI? So fetal alcohol syndrome would be an OHI. And then you would write IEPs under those characteristics. Let's see. So is the IEP at a glance not sufficient enough? That's what we were asked to give. Just give them the whole IEP. Give them the whole IEP. Because if they go before a hearing officer or fact finder or mediator or a two-tiered judge or a federal attorney for the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights, they're going to ask some questions about the whole IEP. The whole IEP builds on each other. So you just giving me like these bozos just did, and they're bozos. So this amazing school district, we asked for a draft, and they gave us, y'all ready? You want to know what they gave us? Wait for it. Dun, 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 dun. 1 of 6 pages. Yep, 1 of 6 pages, because this district has an attorney, and she is an awful jerkalope. 6 pages. But the last IEP was 44 pages long. So I don't know what long game you're playing, but you have bad manners. What are the requirements to be a host? So just put your information in if you want to be a host location, and then Angie's going to reach out to you. You have to love kiddos, and you have to want to learn about an epic IEP. I was a kid with an IEP. My parents had me run my own IEP meetings in high school. It truly shaped who I was. That's awesome. And now you're in the workforce. Awesome. Thank you guys for all the gifts. What do you tell a district who wants criteria for providing ASL interpreters for DHH kids? Well, there isn't any criteria. If the student is in fact in need of an interpreter, then we provide that. Yeah, I had a district in Florida, and they were not going to give a student who was deaf and hard of hearing an interpreter because they were rural. I said, oh, you are. And the student did not get an interpreter. She got 2. And within 4 months, she was fluent in ASL. So, yeah, there's that. So, all right. If you have questions, just put them in the chat. If you have a longer question, there's an orange box somewhere at the bottom. I don't know what the bottom is, but I feel it's like it's at the bottom. You should definitely come to Iowa. I don't know our region, though. Okay, so great, Allison. Angie's going to reach out to you. I think Iowa is in the middle. Am I right? I literally do not know where states are. I went to the truck stop and got one of those big Rand McNally books with locations in them. I think when we were talking about states in high school, I was talking. I'm definitely getting backlash to provide for my deaf and hard of hearing kiddos when that is their modality. Yeah. Are you coming to Tennessee? Am I coming to Tennessee? Yeah, we just got something booked in Chattanooga and Nashville. Absolutely. I have 2 IEP meetings for both my boys tomorrow, and I always feel lost. Just go in there with, 3 things that I'm going to have on deck when I'm at an IEP meeting. The last robust evaluation, the last annual IEP meeting, last 36 instructional weeks IEP progress reports, and the full draft. In New Jersey, isn't child entitled to be help at home when he's missed many days to make up work? I don't know if he's entitled to it. That might be something that's a practice. Our district's under state monitoring. Who monitors the state? I do. I'm the state monitor. Nobody. Nobody monitors anybody, right? The U.S. Department of Education sent out $900 billion in education last year. Do you think they followed up? Do you think there's a checklist, a thank you note? Nothing. That's why we're working with the state to pass a law, and then at the federal level. Where do I find the tour dates? You'd put the word host, and we're working on those. While we have many dates set in the cities, we don't have, a couple of them don't have the actual venue. So do you have exact location in Lexington yet? I'm definitely interested in attending. We know exactly where we are in Lexington. So just Angie at specialeducationlifeline.com, Angie at specialeducationlifeline.com. She can get you the information. Yeah, and in Lexington in February, we're just going to wear shorts and sleeveless shirts because there's not going to be any snow. I just know it. Any advice for parents when IEPs change after the annual review meeting? Yeah, I know you had an update for Billy's IEP. Please provide me those updates. Oh, it's at the Clarion Conference Center. That's what I thought it was. Or Clarior. I don't know. First IEP 504 meeting on Friday. What should I do to be prepared? I would have all of your questions written down and make sure that you get a full draft copy of the IEP meeting before you get there so you can review it. Yeah. Yeah. If you're interested in being a stop, woo woo. You know, 3 people are going on tour this year. New Edition, Bon Jovi, and The Boss. So, what if I opened for Bon Jovi? Can y'all get him on the phone? I met him 100,000 years ago when I was very young. I think 1988. Off topic, your ring is beautiful. Thank you. I do love a big blingy ring. Yeah, just email Angie at specialeducationlifeline.com and she'll get you a registration link. If you want to be a host location, she can get you that information as well. All right. You guys have all Christmas decorations sitting in the middle of your house. Yes, who puts those away? Where are the Christmas decoration put away or people that we can hire? I am looking for them. Yeah. Yeah, but when you go to your IEP meetings, make sure that you have those 3 things, right? The last robust evaluation, the last progress reports, and the full draft. As a special education teacher, how can I get the district to listen to the fact that they're failing kids? Ooh, you might ask them if they'd like to be a host location for the Epic IEP book tour. Yeah. You know, sometimes you have to have systemic complaints by different families at the state level to get, you know, consideration for a district audit. It's unfortunate that happens. It doesn't happen in football. It doesn't happen in advanced science. It doesn't happen in stuff that we really care about. You know, we're not running low on coaches. I love coaches. I love sports. We're not running low on principals. We're not running low on people in admin. But we don't resource our teachers and special educators and parents the way that we are obligated to. And wrote a letter to Congress. And we said every year, dear Congress, this is Alabama. We will meet all of our special education obligations under IDEA. And they give you millions of dollars. Are the special education teachers considered the only reading specialist? You could be a reading specialist without being a special education teacher, right? So if you're doing MTSS or SST or RTI, you wouldn't need to be a certified special educator. I'm the only self-contained class, no support. I'm so sorry. Thanks you guys for the gifts. Let's see. Yeah. Again, you get this wherever you get books. You would go to the book go-getter and you would go get it. Yeah, we're excited. Somebody said, am I going to sign all of them? Yes, I'm going to sign your book in my heart. Actually, when we get on that cruise to Alaska, the Epic IEP cruise, if you bring me your book, I will sign it. What am I going to sign? I have the worst handwriting. I can't sign people's names. I'm just going to put my signature. Yeah. Y'all should email me what I should sign. Something amazing, right? Best tip for a new teacher, remember your who. Remember your who. Don't remember your why, whatever that means. Your who is that student who's counting on you to provide them an amazing education. Typically when a child has an IEP and they're struggling in reading, what resources can be provided? So I love Learning Ally. I love Kurzweil. Those are both the most amazing software. And the district will have one of each of them. The Boss Tour. Yeah, let's just do the Boss Tour. The Boss Cruise, boat, land, snow. Although I'm scared of heights and I don't like to be cold. But other than that, I would love the skiing. That sounds fantastic. Sign your most used catchphrases in your name. Oh, that's good. I know my phrases are so long. Can you repeat those two reading sources again? Yeah. Learning Ally, ALLY, and then Kurzweil, Kurzweil, the best. Can I watch the live back? The full live goes up in a few days on Special Education Academy on YouTube. So they stay there forever. Can a paraprofessional provide service minutes and service to meet IEP minutes? A paraprofessional can work under the direct supervision, close proximity, and frequent contact with the certified special educator. Those three are the criteria for the LB, No Child Left Behind, and then Every Student Succeeds Act. Okay? Yep. Go get a copy for people that you like, for people that you don't like. Maybe if your principal was mean to you. Wanted you to have this book. Side note, loved your organization in the background. Oh, it is the IKEA Calyx. Somebody the other day was being rude to me on a live, saying that I don't have credentials, I don't know anything. And they said, what's your background? And I said, IKEA. Boom. You've always got to be ready to give people an answer. You know what my background is? Results. So there's that. Thanks you guys for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Rachel, I was going to tell you that Tool, T-U-L, has a brand new book. And guess what color it is? Lavender. What are your thoughts on school psychologists? I think they're amazing. I mean, school psychologists can write the most amazing evaluations, give input to educators and parents. And I do love a good counseling as a related service. So a para cannot provide IEP minutes in the general ed classroom if nowhere near the SPED teacher. You said it. So let's read it together. Do y'all want to read it together? Let me get my book. Here is my book. What does it say, people? What does it say? Paraprofessionals. Paraprofessionals. And it's purple because P is the color of royalty. Okay? So I didn't make up the rules. If I made up the rules and you broke the rules, you'd be going to special education jail and you would not have access to lipstick or hairspray for 30 days. However, but in the code, let's look at the code. Let's look at it together, shall we? All right. So No Child Left Behind Act. So what is an act? It's a federal requirement. IDEA, the Individual with Disabilities Education Act, federal requirement. The Every Student Succeeds Act. Okay? So let's read this together, shall we? And this is under 1111, G as in girl, 2 as in 2, J as in junior. Paraprofessional qualification requirements. Paraprofessionals may provide instructional support only when working under, in quotes, the direct supervision. I don't know why we have to argue past that. Direct supervision. If you told your husband to directly supervise your kids, do you think that he'd be able to see them while he was supervising them? Yeah. All right. And direct supervision is met under the following criteria. The teacher plans the paraprofessional's instructional support duties. The teacher evaluates the achievement of the students with whom the paraprofessional works, and the paraprofessional works in close proximity to the teacher, close proximity, and has frequent contact with the teacher. So say it with me. Direct supervision, close proximity, frequent contact. So you sitting in a meeting because you have a degree telling me that you meet the para once a week and go over paperwork, we're going to have a state complaint. And the state complaint is not about, we don't file that there was a para. The state complaint is the student was denied a free appropriate public education. The district did not implement the IEP as codified, and the person providing services was not credentialed for that role. It is not personal, it's business. I love paraprofessionals. Paraprofessionals change kiddos' lives every day, right? They change the life of my son, but they're not special education teachers. We didn't have a schedule of services for paras. It's not called the schedule of paras. It's called the schedule of special education services and supports for a reason. Okay, I got all that out. Okay. What are your thoughts on paraprofessionals? Oh, there we go. You are welcome. So the speech pathologist on Zoom while the para working with the child on speech. Oh, no. What? First of all, I'm not doing Zoom. Yeah, you don't have to agree to online services. I don't know why we're agreeing to that, right? That was a necessary evil, as it were, during the pandemic. Pandemic's over. So let's not agree to something that penalizes a student that is already marginalized with a disability. Yeah. It's just the law. I had somebody the other day go, you and I have a different interpretation. We don't. Direct supervision, frequent contact, close proximity. There's no interpretation. Unless you continue to be a criminal and understand that you're not giving kiddos what they need. But that's not a teacher issue. That is always a fraudulent leadership issue. Yeah. All right. Yep. So if you're interested in being a host location between here, San Francisco, what are the most faraway places we have already booked? San Francisco and Bradenton, Florida. Bradenton. Oh, Rachel sent gold boxing gloves. I like that. Yeah. I don't have boxing gloves in my IEP meetings, but sometimes I want to use this little thing that I got on the TikTok. No, and well, I haven't done it yet, but I want to. Why are they on Zoom? Is school out for extended time? Bradenton or Brandon, Florida? Bradenton, outside of the Orlando. I think that one's a Books a Million. Yeah, so I'm easily amused. So, yep. Yeah, we love anything near Orlando. We can be reinforced at Disney Springs. It's needed. I want to do that sometimes while I facilitate meetings. Yeah. The good news is I can turn my camera off and, make a face and then turn my camera back on. I don't mind when people don't know about the law. I don't even mind if they're not doing it. I mind the arrogance and the ego with the lack of training. Can the speech specialist hold the sessions in class? What's a speech specialist? Hey, Molly. Yep. If you want to get this book, you would go wherever you get books and go get it. Get it. So good. Yep. Yes, Bradenton, Florida. And the guy said, please be sure when you call in because there's a Bradenton, Iowa. Did you know that? Or Idaho. One of those names. Oh, speech pathologist. Yeah. Can the speech pathologist do what again, Sherry? Yeah. I mean, if they're the speech pathologist, certainly they can provide the services to the disabled student. Thanks, you guys, for all the gifts. All the gifts. Yep. If you want to be a host location for the book tour, which starts Valentine's weekend. It starts February 13th. The 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, we will be in West Virginia, Kentucky, and maybe one of the other adjoining states. Did you know that Kentucky has 7 states that touch it? You probably did because you probably weren't talking during that class. What year was that class? How old was I not paying attention to that? I know where Texas is because I live here. I know where Disney World and Disneyland are. There's that. My youngest son went to college in Kansas, and I promise you I'm not kidding. When we left, I said, does Kansas touch Canada? It's very cold. My husband said he didn't think so. That's actually not what he said. I also did a press conference at the Capitol in Kansas. And I told my husband we had scheduled a press conference and that we were going to be in Wichita. And he goes, well, that's not the Capitol. I go, yes, it is. He goes, no, it's not. Oh, well, I feel like the Capitol should be like the popular names, but they didn't ask me that. Can the speech pathologist give their minutes for speech inside of the classroom? Yeah, if that's what's agreed upon. So on the schedule of services, it'll talk about FLD, frequency, duration, and location. Make sure that you have those. So the dates for that are February 13th, Louisville, February 14th, Huntington, and Parkersburg, February 15th, Ashland, and 16th, Lexington. And then we have a couple of private school districts, PDs in between there, professional development. Yep. School board members, we're working with some school board members in another state. And yes, we are all familiar with the uniquenesses that each state has. But no matter how unique your amazing state is, you still have to follow the federal law. What is the PD? So it's customized to what that district is challenged with right now. Some of them are specific legal issues. Some of them are collaboration and compliance concerns. Well, alternative placement as a consequence, not a consistent occurrence. An alternative placement mean like out of district placement, or do you mean like in a life skill setting? Will alternative placement as a consequence put school at risk of removal from LRE? If we believe the student requires this consequence, then that would be his LRE at this moment. Okay, and I have 2 more minutes till we wrap it up and head to the Epic IEP Academy at 8 p.m. Central. Again, it's free. You want to join the Academy? It's free. How much is it? It's free. So go to specialeducationacademy.com, go to trainings, and scroll down to the Epic IEP Academy, fill out your information, and at the end, it'll have a coupon code for New Year 2026, and you'll get a month for free. And you can stay as long as you want. If you only want to stay a month, we understand that. We have 400 hours of archive trainings that are also in the dashboard. I don't know where the dashboard is, but they tell me it's in the dashboard. And you can watch all of our trainings, and they're in series. You like series, don't you? I mean, it's better than the Netflix. What happens if a kid is not trapped into a seatbelt correctly? That would be a liability issue and a safety issue, so we need to get them strapped in correctly. Correctly. I said incorrectly. All right, a couple more questions, then we're going to jump off. Go get this wherever you get educational books. We're super excited about all of your support on the A platform. We are #1 inclusive education bestseller, and we're #1 inclusive education new releases, and super excited. So what point of a harness is meant for an 18-year-old? I mean, I would need more information around that. How many years in classrooms do you have? So I'm not a teacher, so I don't work in rooms. Let's see. What if a school district doesn't have a speech pathologist? Then they would need to offer you a compensatory package, and we would be amenable to be provided speech services by a private speech pathologist. Just ordered the book. I love it. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. All right, so we're going to jump off. Go join the Academy. It's free. How can you mess up free? So go to Special Education Academy, go to training, the Epic IEP Academy, and fill out your information, put in the coupon code, New Year 2026, and we'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Central at the Epic IEP Academy. We're starting a brand new series with a brand new year. Remember, when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. We'll see you guys in the next training. Hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change, we're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody.